Hey everybody, we have fun here. I'm Jay,
And I'm Luke.
and today we're having fun watching The Dark Knight, released in 2008, directed by Christopher Nolan.
Oh man, getting into the info.
Well, I don't know. That's gonna be my standard format of introducing movies.
Okay. I like that we have a standard format for introducing movies on our first movie episode.
Yeah, well, you gotta do it right the first time, is what we say at work.
Okay. Nice, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're obviously this is a movie that a lot of people have said many words about
Yes.
over the years. And so I guess the maybe disclaimer here is that in order to make it worth talking about this thing, I just feel like the goal here more so to just talk about like our individual journeys with the movie, I guess. I mean, obviously that's going to involve talking about some of what's cool and or not cool about it.
Oh, sure, definitely. But
But
the reason because one of the reasons Luke really wanted to talk about this was that at one point this movie really, really worked for the both of us, and then a few years ago, I believe we probably watched it at like Flashback Cinemas or something, and both of us
yeah, I
kind of
think
looked
so.
at each other and went, "I don't know if this movie works anymore."
Yeah. We had kind of a simultaneous moment where it was like, is this movie bad? Is
Right,
it not a
right.
good movie?
Uh-huh.
But
And
and,
then
and I
yeah.
can't remember if we had to that at that point had like pre-exposure to like didn't like Let's Watch Two Movies cover
Yeah,
The
they
Dark
they
Knight
did, and
and say that it wasn't as good.
I think that kind of did color my experience. I've not
I
listened
think it
to
did
that
too.
episode again in preparation for this at all, so
Yeah, sure.
I decided to, I remember some of their critiques and criticisms, and I think that some of them I was just like, even in the time I believed that it did not work, I don't even think that I was like, I don't even remember if I agreed with almost anything they were saying, just that it just didn't work at the time. I don't know, because like
Sure.
the big thing was the brick, the
The
analyzing the
brick.
brick,
Oh
and
yeah.
then getting the fingerprint off the bullet.
Sure.
And I'm just like, that's some willing suspension of disbelief, futuristic tech. Batman is James Bond sort of deal. I didn't really care about stuff
Yeah.
like that, honestly.
Any problem that I had with the movie that I'm remembering was less about like could this guy really jump off a roof or whatever,
Yeah.
and more so about like I felt like there was a disconnect like between scenes
Oh, interesting.
where I would
Yeah.
end up in a scene and be like, how and why did we get here?
Right.
And that's the vibe I remember having watching it however many years ago
Uh-huh.
that we watched it. And then of course recently I've been trying to upgrade various digital or physical medias I own to 4K.
Yes.
And so I did pick up the Batman Dark Knight trilogy on 4K DVD, 4K Blu-ray.
Right.
And so the other night I cracked that bad boy open and I watched The Dark Knight again because I was like, hey man, even if The Dark Knight isn't as great as I remembered it, I'm sure it looks great on this 4K disc. And so I popped that bad boy in and I was like, hey, this movie's good.
Nice.
And it makes sense.
Oh, sure, yeah. So, so full disclosure about my viewing of this movie. I kind of had to pull a dad here.
And watch it over multiple nights.
Yeah, so our dad watches movies like 30 minutes at a time. Now, I didn't quite do that. I watched an hour of 30 minutes of it on Sunday night, and it was just getting close to my bedtime, and I should have texted you earlier in the day about getting that login information.
Sure,
But
sure. Well, and I was
so I
like
watched the last
on a
hour
weird
last night.
schedule, and I think I was sleeping when you texted me and
Oh,
happened to
sure.
wake up just in time to
Oh,
send
okay.
you the information.
Oh, sure. Well, either way, I watched a movie's worth of movie that night and then an hour the
Sure,
next
sure.
night, so
And listen,
just
that's
full
fair.
disclosure.
It's a
Yeah.
long movie, you know.
It is, and I always kind of underestimate how long 2.5 hours is truly,
That that may be difficult for our ensuing conversation about how well the movie works.
I think I could stitch it together in my mind here because
Okay.
I know the exact cutoff was the Harvey getting his face blown off.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is a great scene.
Yeah. So I mean that and that's the dividing line for me. But I think that I think it works as a movie. I don't think it's incompetently made. I think that Christopher
Good.
Nolan's good at making movies. I just don't know if it like really got me. You know,
Sure.
I'll say I got chills. Yeah.
Oh no, go ahead.
Oh yeah, I get chills at the end of the movie. You know, I like that little
Nice.
monologue at the end
It
about
is a good monologue.
not the hero they deserve, but the hero they need, and here they need,
Yeah.
and here they deserve. You know, all that gave me chills.
Gary Oldman's cooking with gas for sure.
Yeah, he's good at that. He's good at monologue.
Right. But that had been previously my complaint, having walked out of the movie. Probably not even, I had probably seen it many times before we saw it that fateful day in 2019 or whatever, 2020.
Yeah, probably around there. Yeah.
So that had not, that it didn't just like wow me or whatever, wasn't necessarily my complaint. It was more that I didn't feel like it gelled. And so that's the claim that I'm sort of advocating against now. I think it does gel.
Sure.
But I'm not here to argue that like it has the emotional resonance of, you know, a great classic film or something, you know, that it so thoroughly explores good and evil and chaos and order that it's like,
oh sure, yeah, because I think it raises
War and Peace or whatever, you know.
It raises some interesting questions about those things. I think about like security versus privacy and all that is like a big theme of this.
When I think about movies in particular, especially genre movies, there are movies that can sort of, I feel like, be built from the ground up to like do a certain thing, you know, explore a certain idea. And so I can get a little more in the weeds about execution on some things. But for genre movies, like when you watch even like an episode of like Batman the animated series, right? And you say that it did a good job of exploring like X, Y, or Z, you know, intrinsically, or, you know, it's implied that you're saying for a 90s animated TV show.
Right.
It did a good job for what it is.
Oh, sure.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's kind of how I feel about The Dark Knight, is that for being a action movie, you know, and in some sense a superhero movie, and sort of having the limitations of like PG-13, limitations of like being enjoyable for a pretty wide audience, that sort of thing. I think it did a really great job at tackling some of those ideas, especially in the realm of Heath Ledger's Joker.
Mm-hmm.
I think that character honestly probably could have done more and better in a Batman movie that was allowed kind of off the rails a little more than this one was.
Mm-hmm.
But then I don't know. I mean, you could argue that it's some of the genius of the like Hitchcockian implication that makes some
Right.
of Joker's scenes so scary. Like, do
Yeah.
we really need to see him
Yeah.
like actually
Cutting
cut
the
people
knife.
up? You know?
Yeah, because like I get like viscerally uncomfortable every time I see him hold a knife up to somebody's mouth or whatever, or to
Yeah,
even talk
yeah.
about in him talking about it too, kind of evokes that image instead of actually showing that
Mhm.
image. Yeah.
And that's what's like so good about the performance, I feel,
Mm.
is that he's really selling it
Mm-hmm.
in a way that like doesn't feel like every other evil villain.
Mm.
Okay. Yeah,
Welcome back.
it just died on me.
Oh, it died. Okay, fun.
Yeah, well, no, I mean, Discord just stopped
Oh,
working,
oh, okay.
not responding, that sort of thing.
Oh, I see. I see. Welcome back. You talked about the Joker and how his how Heath Ledger's performance kind of separates him from the usual villain.
Yeah, like the generic villain in any of these things, you know, it's like
Mm-hmm.
he definitely brought the vibe as far as like maybe to scale the character didn't necessarily act like the wild ravenous creature you know he set out to be in the movie, but
Mm-hmm.
Heath brought that energy, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I believed.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I mean, I get what you mean because most like Marvel villains and stuff right now are very, gotta take over the world or some other vague thing like that or whatever. Um,
Mhm.
But I think the Joker, well, he says, the fairness of like chaos and chance and stuff like that. I first of all, I think that the Joker's kind of a liar in this movie, and he knows it. He's like, oh, I don't have schemes. All you do is schemes. This is your whole thing. All you do is scheme.
Yeah, right.
You're just trying to hurt as many people as possible. That's your thing. That's how you get your jollies. You know, yeah, that's your
Well,
whole deal.
I don't know if it's that simplistic. Like
Uh-huh.
he is in a certain sense trying to sow chaos, right? And I
Yes.
mean,
Yeah.
I don't know if it's necessarily a bodies thing, like, you know, people need to die or people need to get hurt or whatever. It's
Mm-hmm,
just
mm-hmm.
that like he just wants to see. Hear me now?
Yep. There we go.
All right, I disconnected and reconnected again, so we'll see if that gives us a
Gives
window.
you some time. Yeah.
Gives us a window. Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, as far as the Joker's motivations, like, yeah, he just wants to kind of push the social order to its limitations.
Mm-hmm.
You know, which is an interesting kind of philosophical question, I guess. It's
Mm-hmm.
like to what extent are our morals and duties real? You know, what
Mm-hmm.
extent are they social fabrications, and like to what degree would people uh, stick to those things in you know insane situations?
Right.
And you can argue that maybe because of the limitations of the film, you don't really get to take that to its breaking point, which I
Yeah.
think I would agree with. You know, you're not exactly like the moral conundrum at the end of the movie, with the two boats.
Yes.
You know, it's like that's nice and kind of wraps everything up in a bow and
Yeah.
everything. But I don't know if I quite buy it. It's almost too saccharine, you know.
It is a little saccharine, I'll give it that, but I think it's also just like it gives Batman something to say at the end of the movie of like, look, you got two boatloads of people who would like to believe in the greater good here, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
And I'm sure you can find at least two boatloads of people who wouldn't kill each other. And also, that's just two men on that boat that decided that, yeah, we're not going to kill the other, you know?
Well,
Not even not even the whole boat, you know?
the inaction of the other people speaks volumes, though, in my opinion, because
True.
they almost prove Joker correct in that there's this like social order. You know, it's not good to kill other people, and they're all sort of paralyzed to do anything about it when that put difficult situation. You know, the criminal that stands up and says we're not going to do this is the virtuous man. I think he's like the
Right.
you know, example of a person who's like have a strong sense of what is right and wrong decision, rather than like most of the people in that experiment were just
Oh, sure.
you know, it doesn't
Yeah.
really it's not that they didn't want to, it's just that they couldn't because they were confined in some sense by what's like proper, you know.
Oh, sure. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, and I get that.
Which is more of what the Joker is trying to say, I think, is that, you know, the classic Joker line that's not in this movie is like, you know, you're one bad day away from all sorts of
Yeah.
terrible things.
Oh, sure. And I mean that's Harvey Dent in this movie. He
Yes,
had
yes.
one extremely bad day.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
was immediately like, yeah, you know, villainy, that's great. I like that. Villainy.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll kill people.
And see, I think Harvey Dent is the he is the a slept on. Hey, how bad was the audio when we did it from the phone?
Not too bad actually. I think you sound pretty fine right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I think I'm giving up on the computer.
Okay, cool.
I can't do this.
Understandable. Well, you know, I had to do that once at least on one of our recordings. I think the audio sounds fine on the phone because the phone is meant for talking, unlike laptop microphones. You know.
Oh, that's yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm just gonna take my ass outside and we'll chat on the phone. God, I can't remember what I was saying. Oh, Harvey Dent.
Harvey Dent. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Harvey Dent to me is a slept-on element of kind of what makes the movie work,
Mm-hmm.
and the thematic sort of narrative kind of pull together, because like people kind of view the ship as the like final test as to whether or not, you know, putting into conflict the Joker and the Batman sort of you know, ideologies, if you will.
Sure. Yeah.
But I think the real experiment is Harvey Dent.
Right.
You know, Joker successfully destroys him essentially.
Oh yeah, yeah. And it's like I think it is like that kind of acknowledgement of the darkness within us all or whatever. Because yeah, Joker was right. He did get a guy to break bad. You know.
Yeah, basically. And yeah, I just I had really wanted to zero in on this viewing in particular, on the scene where Joker in the interrogation scene
Hmm.
lies to Batman and tells him he gives him the wrong locations for Harvey and
Harvey and
Rachel.
yeah, yeah.
And I had always been kind of puzzled by that scene, at least after a couple of rewatches.
Hmm.
I'm like, did he lie? Did they just like mess up in the script? Like, what's what's going on here?
Hmm.
And if he did lie, like, to what end? Is it just the Joker being chaotic, or you know that whole sort of deal?
Yeah.
And I think watching it this time and kind of reading what some people had said, I think I would agree that it seems like the Joker lied,
Yes.
and to the aim of uh, sort of doing a double pull, where it's like, one, Harvey didn't get saved, which is sort of Joker's back pocket plan of like corrupting the White Knight.
Hmm. Hmm.
So that kind of ties into what Joker wants. And then two, uh, and this is an element I wish I would say maybe points against The Dark Knight. I don't feel like it really explores this. I
Hmm.
don't feel like it really explores this idea that I had. Um, but I feel like the Joker is also putting the Batman in a place where ultimately Batman makes the right decision, but he wanted to make the wrong
Wrong
decision.
one. Right, right, right. Yeah.
He fully intended to let Harvey Dent die and
Yes.
go after Rachel.
Exactly.
And to be honest, I think that's brilliant. But I don't think they really explored Batman's end of that enough.
His decision to try and save Rachel instead.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think they really make Batman do the look in the mirror of like, am I really putting Gotham first, or like,
Oh,
you
sure.
know?
Oh, yeah. Well, it's the whole, uh, Gotham doesn't really need Batman, but Bruce Wayne needs Batman.
Sure. And they talk about that a little bit in the
Yeah,
movie,
yeah,
you know.
yeah.
But then like also are we talking about like real Gotham, like as in the what, like socialist critiques of, the existence of Batman?
Hmm.
Because like in the comic book universe, the world certainly does need Batman.
Oh, sure. Well, I mean, yeah, yeah, because I was asking myself, I was talking to myself about this before we started recording.
Uh,
I don't think I want to bring that critique into here because it's like, oh yeah, if who wants to read a story about a guy distributing his wealth or whatever and therefore lifting up
right.
people out of poverty? That's not a superhero story.
Well,
That'd be kind
and
of boring. Um,
and
yeah,
in a
it doesn't follow
situation
heroes' journeys and all that jazz.
and in a situation, I mean, obviously there are other Batman villains that are maybe even more dangerous on just like a
Hmm.
scale of like blowing stuff up
Yeah, yeah.
sort of level, that I would argue you would need a vigilante for. But in particular with this, like when you have a vigilante villain
Hmm.
who doesn't operate by the rules and et cetera, will do just wild, crazy stuff. Yeah, there's a line near the end of the movie where the Joker talks about how like Batman and he are an unstoppable force meets an immovable object, that sort
Hmm.
of thing.
Yeah.
I think that within the logic of the world,
they absolutely do need a Batman.
Oh sure, yeah, no, in comic book Gotham, but I mean it's the whole I guess it's more of a Bruce Wayne that needs to make sense and have some locus of control in his life, and therefore he needs to be Batman. Is
Yeah.
Batman helpful? Yes, absolutely. Because this is a superhero
Right.
story, and therefore he is. I don't think he makes the world worse. And it's interesting that they did have a moment that, to me, paralleled the Matt Reeves Batman.
Mhm.
Near the beginning, when Gordon was shining the bat signal, all these criminals were like, "Oh man, not today! I won't be buying drugs today because I
Yeah.
know the Batman's out there." When it was kind of the opposite of Matt Reeves' Batman, where everybody was like, "We're still gonna commit crimes, but we're just gonna make ourselves scarce afterwards."
Right. Sure.
Because I
Sure.
feel like in Matt Reeves' Batman, I feel like he's a little less effective actually. And that's definitely a Bruce Wayne that needs to be Batman more than Gotham needs a Batman.
I feel like, not to get too deep into Reeves Batman, which I enjoy. I still need to rewatch that one though. To be fair,
Yeah.
I've rewatched The Dark Knight like probably 10 times.
Oh, sure, yeah.
I've
It's also
seen it
like
a lot.
30 minutes shorter than the Matt Reeves.
Yeah, Matt Reeves just likes to take his time, you know.
He sure does.
I love that man. Okay, I
Yeah,
like his movies.
sure,
But
yeah.
anyway, I think the Matt Reeves Batman in particular, the necessity for Batman comes in like the actual detectiving sort of stuff.
Yes, yeah.
You know, like, I guess you could, in their world, also just have like a great detective that could figure this stuff out. But it helps that you have a detective who can go into like grimy places and, you know, beat people up.
Oh, definitely. Well, and again, even if Gotham does indeed need a good detective, it's just that
Yeah.
this Batman needs to be Batman. He
Right.
just
Well, and
needs that
they
psychologically. Like I want the
Mhm.
next. I know there's probably another in the works, right, with Matt Reeves.
They have teased at it. I'm not sure if that's 100% confirmed.
Well, I'm hoping they really explore how, kind of insane the concept of Batman is. This
Yeah,
guy
I'd
dressing
be
up
down.
and fighting people. I think I think you can really do that, and I feel like they can do that with his Joker too, if they do this
Right.
Joker thing. Because that's the sad thing about this
Mhm.
Dark Knight trilogy, is that
Mhm.
Heath Ledger died, and we couldn't have another movie about the Joker. Because I feel like
Right.
they could have done something really great with the third movie, because this definitely feels like a middle movie, with
It
it
does.
hanging off where it does. And I'm like, man, this, who knows what was on the cutting room there that we didn't get to explore with Batman and the Joker.
Yeah. I agree, and I do hope that like Reeves can do maybe a darker Joker. Maybe this is the dark Joker we need.
Yeah, because I think he did a good job with the Riddler.
Yeah, the Riddler was really good. There's lots I could say about the Batman, that I think it's a good movie.
Mm-hmm.
I need to watch it again. I just got that sweet Steelbook for the 4K Blu-ray. It looks fantastic.
And man, what a lame regular Blu-ray freaking poster they put on that.
Regular Blu-rays in general just have trash art. Like,
They really
one of
do.
the best things about, maybe my argument for why pirating and basically screwing over movie studios is based, and
uh-huh.
and I don't super have a problem with people doing that, is because I think it's creating an environment where the studios are kind of getting out of the physical media game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, sometimes they'll drop some like Blu-rays and stuff in a Target or something, or do these sorts of special things at Walmart. They're making 4K Blu-ray steelbooks, to
Mhm.
sell at Walmart. But that's the thing is like, so to sell a physical movie, they're realizing that you have to kind of make it an event.
Oh, sure.
You know,
Yes.
there's got to be something tangible there that isn't just me watching the movie that I want.
Right.
And
Right.
so, like,
Right.
studios who don't want to do that are getting out, and more boutique brands like Second Sight, Arrow Media, Criterion Collection, you know, they're stepping in and putting out premium 4K releases. And so I
Mhm,
don't have to
mhm.
worry about buying a crap 4K release from like Universal or something, you know?
Right. Right.
Because, yeah, it's like
They got
somewhere
to up
along the
their game.
line,
Yeah.
people were just like, who gives a crap what's on the box? I was like, I do. I do. There's this great Arrow video release of Dune, David Lynch's Dune,
Mm,
with an awesome art of a sandworm on the front.
nice.
And
I'll be
like,
looking that up.
yeah, like honest to God, like 90% of the reason I bought that thing on 4K Blu-ray was because I wanted the cool box art.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's a. I mean, that's a valid thing. I think more physical media should. I like when that shows some like love and care. You know, I
Yeah,
like it when like there's like when something has multiple. The cases all have like a theme. You know, with that whole
yeah,
Adventure Time DVDs. They all had the character, and then when you take the sleeve off, it's the character without like a
yeah,
hat or whatever. And then when you get on the insides, it's like their guts. Um,
yeah.
all over the
I'm
discs. You know, I love that.
I'm I'm actually waiting to buy Dune Part 1 and Part 2 on 4K Blu-ray
Mm.
because I know there's going to be a 3-pack when Messiah comes out,
Oh, sure.
and I want that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I want
Whenever
a cool
sometimes
3-pack.
you do have to wait for the whole trilogy to drop to get
Yeah,
something really nice.
heck yeah, I want it though.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
excited about it.
yeah, yeah.
But yeah, so all that's to say, you know, uh, the theme you're touching on, whether or not the world needs Batman, is
Mhm.
one that is presented pretty heavily in the movie, The Dark Knight.
Oh sure.
You know, and they talk about it a lot. Like, if the world didn't need Batman, you know, could he
Mhm.
give it up? Does he need to be Batman? That sort of thing.
Right, and I think the movie does kind of emphatically say, at least right now, they kind of do. They do need a
Yes. Well,
Batman.
that's
I
what the
think,
final
yeah,
speech
yeah,
is. The final
yeah.
speech is, even if they don't need him in the way that I thought they needed him,
Right.
they need him in this other capacity right now.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Well,
You
and
know?
and again, and they're extremely well, because so to me, you know, I don't. I guess with like Matt Reeves' The Batman, and from my memory of the animated series and stuff, you know, Batman being more of a detective or whatever. Here,
Mm.
this this whole movie just screams James Bond to me.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
100%. Like, I think I meant to mention this in the tangent about Matt Reeves' Batman.
yes,
But yeah, this Batman in The Dark Knight is not solving any mysteries.
yeah.
You know, no
He's
one's
still
putting.
doing espionage in a way. But yeah,
That's
it's
true.
not about
The
the mystery.
scene,
He's
the
James
scene
Bond.
where he breaks into that Chinese uh facility,
Yeah,
steals the money broker guy.
yeah, yeah.
That scene's awesome.
Oh yeah, no, that's great. And the whole movie just screams James Bond to me, this whole thing.
It does,
Which
yeah.
is funny because Batman does predate James Bond. I looked that up after the
Yeah.
movie because I was wondering that.
I think it's definitely a very particular kind of Batman, you know.
Yes. Yeah.
And there's lots of ways to do Batman.
I mean, well, and
And
I mean, there's a reason that Christopher Nolan, like,
Mhm.
he had to like ask to make this movie, right? Like, this wasn't like,
I thought, my
or did they
understanding
hire
was
him?
that my understanding was that at some point they contracted Nolan to do a Batman trilogy. I don't know 100% if it was always meant to be a trilogy. I don't know 100% who approached who.
Yeah.
But what I do recall reading was that Nolan did like a one for you, one for me situation with the studio with those.
That's right.
Where he made the Batman movies so that he could make like Inception and The Prestige and his weird.
Okay. Yeah, that's right. Okay, yeah, because I guess to me, if this was just like on him, like a guy who really wants to make like a Batman movie might be going for a more different take. But now that I think about it, if you are not a Batman guy, and then a studio approaches you with, "Hey, make a Batman movie," maybe you just go, I'm gonna throw the rules out the window and just make whatever. I don't know.
I don't know to what degree Nolan was like super invested or interested in the project, but I think he did.
Yeah.
Set out to make good movies.
Oh yeah, no, I don't think he doesn't seem like the kind of guy who would phone it in. So
yeah. I certainly don't think he was phoning it in, but I do think he sort of like he went literalist Batman.
Yes.
Batman's driving around in a combat tank, and Yeah,
this is a very trying to be down to earth, even with some of the more fantastical it's all futuristic tech and stuff. But it is trying to be a grounded, we're not gonna see aliens or something show up or whatever. This is Batman, and this is supposed to be the world that we live in.
Having conversations about like my armor's too heavy, I need it to be lighter. But
I love a good logical I like when costumes have like a progression in a series, with like easy example would be like Deku or whatever, but this here as well, him not being able to turn his neck and stuff, which Batman was not able to do in the Tim Burton films,
Right. So there's that kind of thing. They also, bring up, I thought it was, more evident towards this like sort of serious grounded feel that they even bring up the ramifications, like the downsides of making the armor lighter. They're like, you're going to be more susceptible to knives and gunshot, and there's going to have to be separation in the plating, so that's going to leave you more vulnerable, and then that ends up being important because the Joker is a very knifey kind of guy.
See, another example of him lying, he's like, "Oh, you know why I use knives, Jazz?" It's like, you're using guns the entire movie, but also knives.
he uses guns when necessary, but he prefers knives. Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's fair. Okay. Obviously, in that scene where they're, which another fantastic scene of the movie, by the way, where they're in the cars.
Yes.
Harvey Dent's being transferred, and the Joker shows up in a like what is it, like a circus? A
circus. They're carting around, or at least I think it said it was carting around hyenas.
Right, and it says,
but it
Slaughter.
Didn't actually have hyenas. Yeah. Slaughter is the best medicine or something,
Yeah. But anyway, that scene was awesome.
Sure.
Here's another aspect. I really wanted to ask you about this, and maybe should have done it before we got into the actual story of the thing.
Okay, but either way, we're broad strokes, long tangents here, man.
Yeah, that's true. Broad strokes and long tangents. But anyway, so obviously I watched it on the greatest quality possible, which is the 4K Blu-ray.
Yeah.
You watched it on Max, right?
Yes.
Do you know off the top of your head? Max has some things in 4K. Some things it'll lock out of 4K via like you need to buy a higher subscription or blah blah blah, or we just don't have it in 4K, that kind of thing. Basically, what I'm trying to get an idea of is if we watched the same transfer, essentially.
Well, even if I did watch a 4K transfer of this movie, I'm also watching pretty crappy TV, man.
Oh, okay. I thought you had a 4K TV.
No.
Oh.
I'm using
We got you a
grandma's old
4K
Roku.
Blu-ray player.
Yeah,
We got
I'm
you.
using grandma's old Roku TV. Well, the reason I'm don't have a nicer TV is because I just don't really have room for it.
Oh yeah. No, sorry, I'm not trying to make fun of you. I'm just.
Oh no. I'm just explanation as to why. A nice TV and speakers is something I will be possibly investing in when I have my own place. But
yeah, for sure. But no, I just think it's funny that we bought you a 4K Blu-ray player and 4K Blu-rays.
Yeah, well, it's more of a for instead of just
future,
buying the Blu-ray. Yeah, it's it's an investment.
Yeah,
but it does
there were
say
many
here.
years.
Yeah,
There was
it does
many
say
years when I was buying 4K Blueys just for
before
like
you had a player.
yeah.
But it does say here on Max that
Mhm.
this is supposed to be 4K UHD.
Okay.
So I guess that it is then.
Okay.
There doesn't seem to be like an option or settings or anything. So
You've
I'm guessing we watched
yourself.
the same. Yeah, we watched the same rip probably, but I think
Yeah.
my TV did not perform it as such.
Yeah. That's an L on your side, but
Yeah,
But anyway, so this is the distinguishing feature I wanted to ask you about.
Yes.
My rip of the movie, I'm assuming approved by Chris Nolan, and because he's really meticulous about this crap, he's very famously like refuses to mix his movies for suboptimal sound systems and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
So he's like, yeah, if you buy a home release of Tenet, you're not going to be able to hear it unless you buy really nice speakers. That's just the long and short of it, guys. But anyway, they made the decision there are several sequences in this film, beautiful sequences, shot on IMAX cameras. The opening is a good example. The whole heist segment. Batman breaking into the Chinese organization, and the boat segments, and like this car segment I was talking about, the one where they're battling in 14 wheelers and armored cars and stuff,
Yeah.
That whole thing. So they shot a lot of this movie on IMAX cameras. And for those sequences, the picture on my TV filled up the whole screen. It was a full, and my God, were those 4K restorations of those IMAX cameras beautiful. Oh man. Oof. Oh boy. But all the segments that were not shot on IMAX camera had the two bars, the widescreen bars.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
I don't know if I noticed that.
I might just be crazy, okay?
Yeah, I might have just missed that personally.
Right. I'm saying my noticing it is kind of apparently weird because, like, I have a roommate. His name's Josh. Sometimes we'll watch a movie, and I was like, "Yeah, man, the decision to shoot it in 4:3 was really interesting." And he goes, "Like, it was in 4:3."
Oh, well, I'll notice that kind of thing. But
like, I literally didn't pay attention.
Oh, Josh, you're such a Gen Z. You're such a little zoomer.
Little zoomer. But yeah. So it's not really that important. But I did wonder, because obviously when Mr. Nolan is showing this film on an IMAX screen,
Mm-hmm.
all of those scenes that weren't shot on IMAX cameras are still fitting that IMAX screen, right?
Yeah.
Like the movie's not putting bars on it in the theater, as far as I'm aware.
Right. Yeah, I would
Maybe,
think not, yeah.
maybe I need to go back to like 2008 and figure out like if that's how it happened. But it's just like I just couldn't quite understand why. I need a YouTube video essayist to make a 3-hour long video on why the hell Mr. Nolan decided to present the movie this way.
About
That's
having
what I
bars
need.
sometimes and having not bars.
Yeah, it seems weird to me.
Yeah, you'd think you'd either shoot it one way or not, right?
Well, no, I mean, obviously with the IMAX cameras, right? The full screen is going to get the better shot, and so I can kind of understand some of the logic here.
Uh-huh.
But my question is, the movie's all formatted one way in theaters, so
Right.
like, why couldn't we just stick to one way? Like, it made me think that this must, if Christopher Nolan is releasing his 4K movie like this,
Mm-hmm.
this must be in some way optimal for both formats. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like there must be
Interesting.
something about the widescreen bars that is optimal for presenting those shots that are not on the 4K cameras. And then, you know, obviously the screen filling 4K camera shots, that must be like optimal for viewing those.
Now, is there on your trilogy there, is there director's commentary?
There probably is. I should probably listen to that and see if
Because
he
I feel
addressed
like they
it
would
at
talk
all.
about that, yeah. Because
Potentially.
yeah, potentially, hopefully. Yeah, I remember. So when I watched The Shining for the first time last year, I'd
Mhm.
accidentally started playing it with the commentary track on.
Yeah.
And one of the guys, I don't think it was Stanley Kubrick or something, was talking about, and oh, and this shot was done like this, which I invented, by the way. Which is like, oh man, that's so that's cool. In certain, it's always really cool when they have to like invent something to make something work or whatever. But
Yeah.
I had also forgotten what the plot of the movie was, so I thought that the voiceover was part of the movie for a whole bit.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, oh, this is a movie about photography. No, it's not.
Okay. Wow.
So then I had to go back and yeah.
Yeah.
The commentary on that particular Blu-ray of The Shining was done by Garrett Brown, the inventor of the Steadicam, and historian John Baxter.
But yeah, that was just my little technical fixation watching this movie. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
these IMAX shots are spectacular.
Uh-huh.
They look so beautiful. Everything's in like super crisp definition. And then the non-IMAX shots much less so.
Right.
And like, and
Interesting.
also to be fair to The Dark Knight, I believe this is before they let Chris Nolan start shooting all his stuff on film.
Oh, okay.
So I mean,
Digital
they
compression and all that.
they probably did the best they could with, you know, the role they had.
Right.
But yeah, this wasn't like, I think Interstellar was the first one that he like shot all on 70mm film or something.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
But yeah. So those obviously are going to restore better than a 2008 superhero movie.
Digital film, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, the scenes with the black bars did not look bad.
Okay.
It all looked very good.
Yeah, I think
There's just
it looks so good that I didn't notice.
the change
Uh-huh.
in format was mostly what bothered me.
Oh, okay.
I was just like, it's kind of taking me out of the movie a little bit to change the format.
Mm-hmm.
Especially, there would be some scenes where it's like the wide exterior shot, was shot on IMAX cameras, and then whatever's happening inside was not.
Mm.
And it's just there's a couple of segments where it flips back and forth a good couple of times, and I was just like, stop, please.
Mm.
Sorry,
Yes.
I've gotten way off.
No, Luke, that's the nature of our show.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, that's what people are. That's what people are subscribed to us for.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. The
Yeah.
one or two that are out there.
Yeah, I mean,
But anyway,
yeah.
I guess we've talked about some of the elements of the movie.
Mhm.
How are you feeling as far as the prior criticism? The prior feeling you felt when we stepped out of that theater in the year of our Lord 2020X
Yeah.
or whatever,
Yeah,
and we're like,
probably like 2019 or so, let's say.
sure, whatever.
But yeah, I don't know. It still doesn't like vibe with me as like, I know this is a lot of people's like favorite movie or up there,
Yeah.
in the
I
pantheon of
wanna
movies that you want to watch over and over again.
I want to take it out of that conversation.
Okay.
I feel like even with my coming back around on it,
Mhm.
I pointed out with the wanting to see maybe more of Batman's dealing with his moral decision and stuff like that.
Mhm.
There's obviously echelons this movie could not ascend to because of the fact that it had to be, a comic book movie.
Sure. Well, and I mean, even a comic book movie could explore those things, right? Like,
I think it could better. But primarily, I guess what I would say is that this movie sort of does its job as a action movie while giving a notable performance from Mr. Ledger that is thematically interesting enough to like this is a movie, while I might not revisit the trilogy often,
mhm.
I would revisit The Dark Knight maybe more so than the rest of the trilogy.
Sure. And I'd say, it being like something about middle movies
Mhm.
really work.
Yeah.
With me liking Doom Part 2 more than I like Part 1. Everybody kind of agreeing that Empire Strikes Back is stuff like Star Wars or whatever.
Mhm.
And I don't know. I think it works as a movie. Sure, I think it's a competently made movie. I don't think I have too much of a disconnect between scenes. I think I do kind of remember that feeling that you're talking about, though, of like it's
Right.
just like did not
It felt like it was
wasn't
almost
cohesive. But
too quick,
even watching it in two parts like I did, I think it connected pretty good.
Yeah. I didn't have any questions about like how did we get here or why did this happen?
Yeah, I think because it is a very expository movie. There's a lot of talking. There's
Sure.
characters kind of explaining things. I think where you can get lost is like why. Maybe I'm wondering if one of the things disconnected on is I didn't understand all the people that Harvey was killing at the end there, but like, oh, okay, they're all often in the mob. They explain that, but
Right. They were connected to Rachel's death.
yes, they were all connected in Rachel's death in some way. And Joker freaking finessing himself out of getting killed there again by being like, well, it's all those other people. Well, it's like, yeah, you're like a big person, man.
Yeah.
Because Joker's a liar.
Right.
Yeah.
But none of Joker's lying to me detracts from the character. In fact, I think it's
Oh no, it's baked into
Yeah.
his character. He's not
Yeah.
going to tell anybody how he actually works.
right.
And
Because,
again,
like,
he's a performer. He's performing
right.
what
Well,
he
and
is.
they even go so far as to have him deliver 2 origin stories completely different.
Yeah, exactly, and that's what I mean. I think that. Well, and you could even say that's part of his like chaos or whatever, is that we don't know
Yeah.
what's true about him, and we don't even know what's true about him. In any way, again, he says he's not a schemer. He is a schemer.
But he schemes.
He schemes. That's all he does is scheme.
He's been scheming.
He's been scheming, and he says he's not, but he's like, but you are, and you say
Yeah.
that you don't know what you would do if you caught the car, but you did catch the car. You caught Harvey. You got him right bad, and you were like, awesome. I'm gonna continue living my life as I did before.
Right. I mean, I guess to some extent, like there are aspects of the plans that need to turn out certain ways.
Yeah.
But like ultimately, what Joker, I guess, is maybe more saying is that he's not necessarily looking to be like Harvey's commanding officer.
Mm-hmm.
He just wants to really mess his life up and see what happens.
Oh sure, yeah. Well, and
Yeah.
and that's part of the schemes. I think Joker's just
Right.
having like a really good time, and he's having a great time with Batman coming after him too. He's like awesome, even
Yeah.
more scheming to do to counteract the Batman.
I do love that scene, where they're in the interrogation room and he's like, then why are you trying to kill me?
Mm-hmm,
He's like, kill you? I don't want to kill you.
right,
You complete me.
right, yeah. Because I mean, yeah. What's the point of scheming unless there's somebody against those schemes?
Yeah. Yeah, right. Joker basically just wants this to go on forever.
Yeah, he likes the cat and mouse. Like, he's a performer.
Yeah.
He's a clown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so overall, there are some heights I could see this movie ascending to if it had maybe touched on some other things,
Uh-huh.
like Batman's moral decision there.
Yeah.
Maybe spent a little less time on the Rachel thing,
Yeah, because now that I'm thinking about it, big picture, I don't feel like we got a lot from Batman in this movie in terms of.
That's like the biggest criticism, is that this isn't really a Batman movie.
Yeah, well, I'd say it's even more about like Harvey Dent than anyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Batman just sort of watches all that play out.
Right. So, and he's this kind of. He's not quite a Deus Ex Machina, because that's like.
Yeah.
To me, a Deus Ex Machina has to be out of nowhere, and he's present the entire movie.
Yeah.
And he's just kind of there to kind of wrap up the problems, though,
Well, that, and I mean, they do give him a decent amount of personal turmoil with the Rachel situation and him coming up against a villain that he doesn't understand, that sort of thing. But they there's a lot of places where I feel like they could have fleshed that out more, even within the confines of a action PG-13 action movie. You know what I mean?
Oh sure, yeah. And again, giving him more moral decisions, and him possibly even having to like because he does take the blame in the end with everything with Harvey, right? Like with Harvey, he's like apologizing to him and all that, and he's like, it's kind of my fault that Rachel's dead, right? Is he say that?
I think he did do that. Yeah.
Because I don't know. We could have got more of that. You're right.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's such a long movie too. It's 2.5 hours.
The power of that decision just really isn't contemplated at all.
Right. They don't hang on that moment enough. I feel like when you're watching that movie for the first time or something, you go, well, of course he's gonna go save Rachel, and
It's
the
just
police are gonna go save Harvey, and that's what they do or whatever.
it's
But yeah.
it's just a weird detail to put in the movie that
Uh-huh.
that the Joker, who is famously this conniving schemer,
Yes.
he
Uh-huh.
he gives Batman the wrong information,
Mhm.
and Batman's uh, love interest dies as a result.
Right. Right.
Like I just don't really feel like we addressed that ever again.
Yeah, that he would make such a because Batman is supposed to be this protector of Gotham and kind of
Right.
above it all, right? And that's why he has to act as a vigilante and not like within the
Yeah.
confines of the police or whatever.
Yeah.
But he makes this extremely selfish decision here, which turns out to be the quote unquote right choice of saving the guy who could save Gotham. But he didn't mean
Right.
to make that.
Yeah. And I feel like there's an avenue. It doesn't even have to be long. It could just be some scene of him talking to Alfred and being like,
Mhm.
I didn't put Gotham first. I
Yeah.
morally compromised and I chose love over justice or something like that.
Right,
And just gonna deal with it for a minute. Even a
Uh-huh.
minute. It's just
Oh,
the
sure.
fact that it's not acknowledged. No
Mm.
character goes like, "Oh wait, did the Joker lie?"
Yeah,
You know?
because you're right. They don't go not acknowledging a lot of things in the movie. Everybody kind of
Yeah.
explains exactly what and why they do things in this
No,
movie.
Nolan is
So,
a very intentional filmmaker,
mhm.
and he is famous for having characters just like exposit
Yeah.
out loud their motivations.
Uh-huh.
So, like, what I don't understand is why have this decision in the movie and then not talk about it ever.
You're right. It is under discussed.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But aside from that, I mean, I think it's a great movie. I think it's
Mhm.
worth going back to just to see Heath Ledger do his thing.
Mhm. Mhm.
And I've been watching some of Nolan's other movies. I haven't made a lot of progress. I've watched Insomnia. I have a copy of Following that I need to watch.
Mhm.
And I guess recently I watched Oppenheimer. So I haven't really made it much into this quest to watch all the Nolan movies.
Yeah.
But just thinking about Nolan movies, I feel like the Batman, the Dark Knight also succeeds in feeling like a Nolan movie,
Mhm.
I think
Right.
that's one of the things that gives it sort of a gravitas, is that it doesn't feel neutered in any sense by being a Batman movie.
Interesting.
It's like, it still feels like a solid Christopher Nolan flick.
Nice. Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what's your overall feelings here? What's
I still don't love it.
Yeah.
And I think I'd much sooner want to watch Matt Reeves, but instead of like comparing here,
Yeah.
I do want to judge it by itself. I think it's an okay movie. I don't
It's no
know.
way.
It just doesn't. It's an okay movie.
Oh, okay. I thought you said, yeah, okay.
It just
Gotcha.
I don't know. It just doesn't grip me. It's this is gonna sound like a weird tangent, but there's this guy on YouTube I watch, and he makes pizzas,
Uh-huh.
and he makes all these kind of crazy pizzas. But no matter what, at the end, every time he gives it a rating, he always says 7 out of 10. And I feel like that's me rating movies these days. I keep giving everything like a 3 or 3.5. Because I don't know. That's kind of my middle. I'm being nice score. I give things. Yeah, hello?
Okay, my phone died.
Oh. I was wondering why I cut off. Okay, what part of my pizza thing did you get to?
You said he said 7 out of 10 every time, or yeah.
Yeah. So you rate some pizza 7 out of 10 every time. I feel like I've been giving a lot of movies 3 or 3.5.
Yeah.
I just do that all the time. It's kind of a I can acknowledge the efforts that a movie is making, but it maybe necessarily did not connect with me.
Sure. This is interesting to me, okay, because like you're saying you're pulling a little bit of a Joker on me right now. You're scheming a little bit.
I'm scheming. Yeah.
No,
Let's hear
maybe
it.
not necessarily scheming, but okay. So you're telling me it didn't really do much for me, but then you're also talking about like getting goosebumps at the end and like
Now,
feeling
it does not take a lot to give me goosebumps, man. But
getting disturbed by Joker's speeches and stuff. You know what I mean?
yeah, I mean, yeah, but those are moments, but the
Sure.
holistic movie, you know.
Okay, so most of the movie you're sitting there like, yeah.
I'm sitting here like this is fine. This is like a well-made movie and story or whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm not necessarily clawing at the walls. Going, man, I didn't want to watch this again, man.
I feel like that's a really high bar, but
Sure. Well, that's why I give everything a 3 out of 10. I have high bars for my movies, man.
if you're not having heroin withdrawals from not seeing this film, it's not a 4.
Yes, because I save my 4s for movies I really, really like, you know?
That's fair. Hey, I mean,
Yeah, I gotta save my 4s. I don't give a 4 out to just anybody.
yeah.
But I can
Well,
also acknowledge the craft and all that of this and what it was trying to do, but necessarily
Sure.
didn't have a lot of great answers to.
Right. Yeah, the themes could be tackled better for sure. I think is a good way to put it. Yeah, I mean, I'm just sort of in the space where it's like I think it's fun. I'm not really attaching a lot of Batman nostalgia to it. But I could imagine maybe someday if I get Batman nostalgia, if I go like, man, remember when I was a kid and I played with Batman? That was cool.
Right.
This would be a decent movie to throw in and be like, hey, Batman.
Right.
You know, this would probably be among the top picks. Like if I were picking a movie out of each of the Batman adaptations, you know. This would be the one I would pick for Nolan's, even though I haven't seen Batman Returns in a long time. Which maybe also I need to check out because maybe that moral dilemma thing comes up in the next movie. Maybe I haven't given Nolan enough credit. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's been. I definitely. I'm trying to remember last time I saw The Dark Knight Rises.
I don't know if I ever revisited that one.
Yeah, because I know I saw it in theaters, but I also feel like I saw it like at home at one point. Like I think we all, with our parents, watched all the movies together at some point.
Nice. Yeah.
So, and I remember that one feeling even longer. It is a lot more Batman focused, and it feels a lot more like I know that first movie, Batman Begins, is a lot about like the setup of Batman, like how did not only, you know, she's got the monies for funding the project that is Batman, but it's also about him going out to the mountains and stuff and training and all that, you know. Yeah, that's what that first movie
He begins.
He does begins. But yeah, it's been a while since I've watched that one too. But yeah, I remember not loving The Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah, I mean,
it's also very long. Bane was really hard for me to understand. In terms of his voice, I mean, I was having a hard time hearing him.
I'm detecting that perhaps the problem is that you feel that The Dark Knight would be better enjoyed in a series of clips on TikTok, consumed at your leisure.
Yeah, I kind of get it's interesting to see, scrolling through like YouTube shorts every once in a while, they'll just put like a clip of a movie. But I don't really want to watch something divorced from a movie. I don't need a highlight reel of a movie. I do want to watch a full,
Right. But you want to not watch the full movie, you would just watch it cut up into minute-long clips.
I mean, sure, in your little theory, I don't know what. I've actually gotten really good about that. Sometimes it'd take me 3 hours to watch an hour and a half movie because I'm ability to pause, and get up and walk around. But me in my tiny little dark room that I have right now, I don't do that as much.
That's fair. I mean, you have always had a little more difficulty than myself maintaining the sanctity of the movie experience in a home environment.
Yeah, because that's why I like going to the theater so much. It makes me sit down. It makes me go, all right, we're not getting up. We're not leaving. I had to pee really bad almost the entire time I was watching Doom, but I kept going like, oh, but every time I'd go, oh, but I would have missed this.
Right. And it's so great. You don't want to miss it.
No, I don't. And I don't know.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
I think what we're hearing is that you've had a very mid response to Batman in a very similar way that you respond to most movies.
Yes. The thing is, I'm like Ego from Ratatouille. I love movies.
Uh-huh.
And if I don't love the movie, I don't give it a 4.
Yeah, you're more like Abby from You Hate Movies, You love the movies you love.
I do.
But like,
I don't want to give more things. Yeah.
Maybe less so.
I'm just a harsh critic, especially again if you ask me to, numerically describe how I liked something.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be super stingy with that.
Sure. That's just your personality.
It is. Well, I guess I just never want to oversell myself on something.
Sure.
Like I don't want to tell somebody I like, oh man, I loved this thing.
Yeah.
When I meant that I kind of enjoyed it, or
Sure.
Yeah.
That's fair. Well, I don't know if we really discovered anything new about Batman: The Dark Knight today.
Yeah, I don't know if we did.
But we sure did talk about it.
We sure did talk about it. We managed to talk about it somehow. I'm really proud of us.
Would you say, I guess maybe for some final closure on this,
okay,
would you say that your opinion of the movie, having watched it again on a crappy television
yes.
in your small room, these are all important points.
These are, yes.
That at least you came away feeling better about it than you did in 2019.
I do have a higher opinion of it, yes.
Okay. So that's good. I mean, we've done some work here.
Yeah, I think so. And I mean, I'm glad I revisited it.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, higher opinion. I don't know why last time it just didn't work for us at all.
Well, that was a weird time too, because I remember, I think a year or two later, going to see Empire Strikes Back in sort of that COVID era. They had like very slim showings.
Yes, yeah.
And a lot of it was old movies. Yes. I remember going to see Empire Strikes Back and kind of walking out like, I don't really think that movie works for me.
Interesting. Yeah, because I know that it's interesting with Star Wars. Because I don't have a ton of nostalgia for Star Wars at all, because I only really watched them all around like 2015 when The Force Awakens came out. So I think they're just like very okay popcorn.
Well, that's
Even though they
just
have
your
this, like, big
description of
legacy.
any popcorn movie.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say I'd choose any of the Indiana Jones over Star Wars.
Oh, really?
I think so.
I need to revisit the Indiana Jones movies and the Star Wars movies to
Yeah,
like
just
really give
in
that
terms
opinion.
of having a good time, of having fun, you know.
Yeah. Well,
Um,
obviously the goal is to have fun here.
Yes, we do have fun here.
Yeah, that is our goal always.
Yeah, but except when we're watching Full Metal Alchemist, there has
Right.
to be a couple of sad boys.
Yeah, we get sad here. Yeah.
Yeah. What was I saying? Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting that Star Wars is this kind of popcorn flicks that has this like really long and devoted fan base and all these expanded universe stuff, and those movies just were never meant for that.
Yeah, it is an interesting conundrum that Star
It's
Wars
an
has
interesting
gotten itself
legacy.
into.
Yeah,
It makes more
because
sense that people are like losing their minds about Dune or whatever, because that novel's pretty intricately put together, and there's a
yeah,
whole the world building is it's kind of Tolkien-esque in the
yes, yeah.
the very dense world building.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well,
Yeah.
I think it went pretty well. Our
Yeah, I think
first
so too.
movie conversation.
Yeah, I think so too. I don't know how to end these because we don't have a.
I moved the dial a little bit.
Yeah, you did move the dial. Yeah.
Which I think is well worth doing for any movie. Anytime you can make someone enjoy a movie more, I think it's your God-given duty to do so.
Sure, yeah.
And that's it.